Welcome to Reread, where I'm rereading through the expanded universe in chronological order, but you probably already know this. Today I'm going to reread, or I did reread, I should say, Fatal Alliance by Sean Williams. This is one of the Old Republic novels. I didn't remember much of it because it's been a long time since I read it, and it stars a lot of different people. First off, you get Shigar, I guess, and he is the apprentice to Bastille Shan. And he got turned down to become a knight. So he's going to stay as a Padawan for now. He's got a lot to learn. He's very disappointed. Meanwhile, you have someone else named Eula, I guess. He is just kind of a middleman within the Old Republic, but he has gone up through the ranks of the Republic, and he's going to be a special ambassador, so to speak. I can't remember what his title is right now, but they've promoted him, and this is a good thing. He's going to go because the Hutt said, "Hey, we found some technology, and we want you and the Sith to bid on it." And so, the Empire and the Republic come over and bid on it, and they're like, "Find out if this." The Republic tells Eula, "Find out if this is anything of importance. If they're just blowing smoke, leave them. If it's something important, report back to us, and maybe we'll have to get it." Well, what they don't know is Eula is a spy. He's a double agent, I guess. He works for the Empire, so he reports to the Empire that he's going to be helping him out. Now, he is not full human. He is humanoid, but not full human. So the Empire kind of treats him like dirt, but he thinks he's on the right side with the Empire. Also, it stars Axe, which is a pretty cool name. That's not her whole name, but she is a Sith apprentice to Darth Kratos, I believe. And Darth Kratos is using her. He keeps holding out the carrot in front of her face saying, "If you do this, I'll make you a Jedi Knight." And she hates him like every apprentice hates their master when it comes to the Sith, and wishes him dead. But at the same time, she's trying to, buck up, get a leg up in the world of the Sith here. So she's been put on a special mission because there's a bounty hunter, a Mandalorian practically, who cornered her down for no reason. She doesn't know why. He said a name to her. She didn't understand what the name meant. She told her master. Her master gets all like, "Wait, what did he say?" And then he removed some memory blocks from her mind that she didn't know was there. And it turns out that bounty hunter, or Mandalorian, was asking about her mother. And she doesn't know much about her mother because she was taken from the Sith as a baby a long time ago. But the startling revelation that it is her mother kind of messes with her brain a little bit because she doesn't love her mother. She doesn't miss her mother, but at the same time, she says she'd kill him for the Empire, but she's kind of embarrassed that she has this past, that may make her look bad in front of the Sith because she wants to impress the Sith, her Sith masters, and the Council. Now, when they all get to this planet, and Shigar goes under, he teams up with someone else, Laren, or Laren, I don't really care how you pronounce her name, but she was an ex-Republic trooper who reported one of her superior officers in for being lazy or doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing. And so they drummed that sergeant or the person above her out of the Republic Army. But she got branded as a little narc. And so she kind of stepped her way out. She was just having a rough time in the Republic Army. She still misses it. She doesn't tell Shigar, the apprentice, that she was in that Republic Army. I don't recall why, though. And but they team up. Again, I do not recall why, and I just finished this book today. But then they team up to go to this planet because Shigar says, "Hey, I think this is something, there's some kind of danger over here, some unexplained danger." And Bastille's like, "Okay, well, go ahead and, look it out, try to find out what it is." So they all get to Nal Hutta, where they're all kind of lounging around. The Hutt is greeting them. His emissaries are greeting them. One, Eula, goes to a bar where he meets a smuggler that he finds interesting called Jet. And Jet he's a smuggler, but there's more than meets the eye to him. Either way, though, as they're drinking in the bar, the Mandalorian comes in. He's putting knockout gas in the pub there, but everyone, they were drinking some kind of atomic drink that it's very powerful, but it's that rot gut, it'll stop most gases. That's kind of funny, but that's why smugglers drink it. The Atomic Core, I think, is what it's called. Atomic Core drinks. That sounds awful. But anyway, that's what keeps them mildly coherent during the gas when it's released. Eula is kind of drunk and he lets it slip. Hey, you're the Mandalorian looking for, and he names those names. And the Mandalorian wasn't even going to take him. He wanted to take Jet. So then he takes the Eula too, so he gets captured. Well, he's just basically twisting them for information. Eventually the Republic will come and rescue him. The Mandalorian will get away, and there's a big fight that breaks out. There are these Hex droids, and they're very similar to something from Stargate. I didn't realize this the first time I read it through, but Stargate has these little beings that, you know, they're like little microchips, and they build themselves and they multiply, and they're kind of unstoppable. Well, they find a few of them locked away in this safe where this star map, or the the navigator system from the ship that was stolen or kind of pirated by the Hutts, has maybe access to a secret planet with resources, which is why they're trying to sell it to the Sith and the Republic. Of course, a whole fight breaks out between the Sith, the Jedi, the Republic, the Empire, and of course these little Hex droids that are going around blasting everything and everyone. Kill some of the Hutts men too. The Hutts men are in on the fray too. Eula finds the nav computer, but decides to give it up, you know, to the Sith. Acting like he's trying to save the life of someone else, when in reality he wants the Sith to have it because they're part of the Empire. But at the same time, if he delivers it to his agent, maybe he'll get the glory instead. So it's just, you know, the same thing about betrayal and, you know, getting that greedy, being selfish is what the Empire is all about. But it ends up, as he throws it to the Sith, the Mandalorian gets on his jetpack, snatches it, intercepts it, and then takes off. Well, these things happen in parts, by the way. I didn't realize this either, but Sean Williams broke it into part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and I don't really understand why there was a break in between. I guess it's like, okay, I've told the story from here, and let me change up the story. Because now it becomes to finding the Mandalorian, where he went, where were those coordinates? And the Hutt's pissed because that was his prophet that went away, and they're all going to pay, but somehow the Jedi fools him to thinking, hey, I can track him down for you. So the Hutt lets them all go off. I mean, he and Jet and Eula and Lauren, I mean, and the Sith too, and they all go after. Well, the Sith doesn't come. Sith comes in later, but Shigar uses a technique to kind of feel through the Force where he thinks they may have gone. They do find the planet, as do the Sith. It's explained in the book, but I don't really care at this point. So they find the planet, and it's full. It shoots missiles at them. It tells them to get away. It's an automated message that they heard when they first battled the little Hex droids. The same message plays, and these missiles come out and fire, but they don't really explode that much. So they think, oh, that's not bad. Those missiles didn't even do any damage. Well, they blew up and had a bunch of Hex droids in them, so they latch onto the, you know, the hull of the ship, tear through it, and then kill everyone inside because they're bad mofos. He doesn't say that in the book, but that's basically what's intended. So as they're breaking through the hull, and, you know, the ship's just basically breaking apart and exploding, they're trying to get ships away from all these Hex droids just flying out into space. The Sith come, make the same mistake. The Sith apprentice, I guess the Sith apprentice was with them. I don't care. Anyway, she warns her master, hey, don't get near this area here, because that's destroying Republic ships right now. These droids are dangerous. The Sith master does not believe her or think she's, you know, overplaying an underrated foe. They're just robots. And he brings a few ships in there, and of course the Sith ships start being broken apart too. Let's just fast forward. The Mandalorian basically says, hey, the reason I brought you both here, well, he didn't. He kind of ran off by himself. He said, hey, these Hex droids are a threat. They've been doubling, tripling, quadrupling. In the past 6 hours I've been here, look, they've grown as a culture 5% more. They're like, what? You know, so he said, yeah, at this rate, they could take over the galaxy if they wanted to. So you got to combine your forces and destroy them now. So the Empire and the Republic team up to fight the common foe of the Hex droids. A big battle ensues. A strike team is sent down on the planet to kind of stop it. They really don't accomplish anything. Laren is reinstated temporarily with the Republic troops because they need all the help they can get. And there's one person from her old troop, which, what were the odds, right? In such a huge galaxy, she finds someone from that old troop who says, oh, there's the narc, or whatever they called her. You know, the little tattletale, space tattletale. And, but she has her own little adventure with the troop there. You don't really care about that. She kind of has a thing for Shigar, but then realizes he doesn't have any love for her in return. That was kind of nice. But the whole time, Eula, our traitor, our secret agent for the Empire, is head over heels for Laren. You know, even though he's still reporting to the Empire. Now he gets to he gets to go over to the Sith ship, and he says, "Hey, I'm a spy. I'm with you guys." And so the Sith are like, "Okay, well, you better, you know, get us this prize. You better, you know, help us betray the Republic." And so, unbeknownst to the Republic, they can't decide on who should lead this army. So they both pick Eula. The Sith know he's the traitor, and the Republic say, well, he's one of our guys, and if, you know, he negotiated terms with you on the Sith ship earlier, then he should be the leader of the whole troop. So he becomes leader of the whole armada. This kind of middle management guy who's basically just a bean counter back home is now running this big battle against the Hexes. So while he's kind of teetering on the edge of what to do now, because he's having a conflict of interest because the Republic isn't that bad, and he gets tired of the Sith treating him like he is not human, so they treat him subpar. You know, they kind of mistreat him. So he's kind of got a conflict of loyalties going on right now, and he has a chance to kind of betray the Republic, but he doesn't. Jet the smuggler is on a ship with him, and he has his droid trying to slice into the Hex droid program to stop it or shut it down. Meanwhile, Shan is back, Shigar's master, and she teams up with Axe, the Sith apprentice, and Shigar teams up with Kratos, the Sith master. And of course, Axe is learning about the light side of the Force and how it's different, and she didn't know that. And then Shigar is learning about how powerful the dark side is, and maybe it's a time to use the dark side. So they're both kind of tempted on both sides to switch from the light to the dark. Nothing ever comes of it, though. Shigar is a little jaded after this war. You know, he kind of says, "What's the point?" But yeah, everything's kind of gray instead of light or dark. And Axe has changed a little bit. Like, she ends up, you find out that her mother coded a clone of her. This is really odd. There's a clone of her, and that's the robots are just trying to protect the clone. But to do that, they think they must destroy the entire galaxy to protect her. Well, they kill the clone by accident. There's a mist around the clone that's when she's in this she's been in this tube for her whole life, and the mist is her mother, or essence of her mother that talks to her that no one else can hear. This is really weird. And but when they break her out of the tube, she kind of dies because she can't breathe in the air. How are they supposed to know that? They're not. But she drinks the blood, or a vial of blood from the clone, I believe, and suddenly she can control them, but not really, because eventually they'll override her too, and she won't be able to control them. They'll lock her up in a tube too, I guess. But she uses them before she, basically just kills them all. She uses them to kill her Sith master, because she hates him anyway, wants him to die. After that, it kind of fast forwards after another chapter, and we have this really long, it's like a 30 to 40 page epilogue, even though they're chapters, and then it says epilogue, even though, what? Everyone has their ending. Shigar gets made a Jedi Knight, finally, but he's a little jaded, and he tells the council, we should be on attack, not defense. And Laren actually re-signs with the Republic. She's got a good name for her. Eula used all of his connections to kind of get her into that interview and get her back into the Republic Army, and she's happy. They're kind of they're interested in each other. They may go on a date when she gets back from tour. Okay, Eula got demoted, I guess, because it wasn't a success, even though he did good. He didn't betray them. Oh, well, I should mention, Jet, the smuggler, betrayed them all. He stole the codes to the Sith and the Republic systems, and basically screwed them all and took off and dumped off Eula. So he kind of got played a little bit, but that's not really why they demoted him back to bean counter. I mean, they're like janitorial bean counter or something. But you know what? He's okay, and he still reports to the Empire. But he's thinking that the Republic's not so bad. So there's really not really an ending for him. I don't know why, but it doesn't really, I don't know. There's no closure for Eula. Who is left here? Oh, the Mandalorian and Jet meet up in a cantina, I guess a few months later. The Mandalorian was hunting him down, but Jet knows he's already there, and it's a thing of who outsmarted who, and somehow The Mandalorian got fooled by Jet, because Jet has been the mastermind this whole time. And something happened at the end, which I had to read twice. I still don't understand. And the Mandalorian's like, wow, he was a pretty good foe there. I underestimated him. Good on you. I guess he died. Jet died. I don't know. The book is horrible. Horrible. I need to put this as one of my top 10 least favorite books, possibly. You don't care. The book is a headache to read. I've been enjoying all the books. I mean, even, I'll be honest, I mean, you think about it, even Dawn of the Jedi had some moments of mobility where, you know, you get some traction and you start, you know, understanding a little bit what's going on with the characters. Here, it's like, what is the point? It just drags. There's no humor. The characters you really don't care about, many of them. And you can kind of see whatever the next arc is going to be before it happens. And then, like I said, a few things, if they were explained, I don't remember, or they're explained very poorly. This was really cobbled together. And I remember it being my least favorite of the 4 novels. I had no idea it sucked. It really does. It's really not good. Like, I would consider putting this in my top 10 worst now, where I said it was an okay thing, it wasn't that good. No, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I don't like this one at all. So there you go. My reread has changed my opinion for the worse this time. All right, folks. See you later.